Hi, it's Betty again. Today I will be talking about the different kinds of drivers, okay? And I just want to say as a disclaimer, I apologise if I offend anyone, but I'm here to speak the truth and what everyone else is thinking, okay? Alright, so to start with, you've got the very rare normal driver, okay? And everyone's a normal driver every now and then, yeah. So basically, you sit on 100 k's an hour, you don't tailgate, you're okay sitting behind someone going a bit slower because you know that, you know, you'll only be 2 minutes earlier if you overtake them. So they're actually quite rare to find a normal driver all the time because everyone fits into different categories at different stages. Okay, so the next one, you've got the puller-outerers. That was a fun one to write. I still think I wrote it wrong. Puller-outerers. So basically, they pull out in front of you, knowing full well you have to slam on your brakes to avoid running up their ass. They then proceed to drive 40 kilometres an hour below the speed limit. Okay, so the next one we've got is, now I'm not being ageist, but once again I'm just saying it how it is, okay? So we've got the granny drivers, okay? And they are literally glued to the steering wheel, going about 20 kilometres an hour in 100 zone. And these cars usually have a few dings on them, you know, they hit a few things, and that's from when the granny driver neglected to see that pedestrian on the crossing and just kind of, you know, yeah, didn't. The pedestrian was fine, you know, they broke 16 bones, but they lived, you know. Yeah. And I just think that when you get to an age where you hit a pedestrian and break 16 of their bones, that it might be time to stop driving and maybe use that cheap cab deal that they have going for elderly drivers, you know, just an idea, we've got the the filthy ute drivers, okay, and these are quite prevalent in Mareeba because Mareeba is a bit bushy, you know, like the bush, you know, get going out back, and then you've got people coming from like way out Chillago way coming in, and you know they're bushmen, yeah. Basically, these are the one-handed drivers because the other arm is hanging out the window, you know, hanging out, yeah. It's in true, I'm a tough off-road bogan kind of statement, you know. It's like, yeah, I'm a fucking bogan, yeah. These ones are really hard to report to the cops because their number plates are generally under 4 inches of dust. Okay, so yeah, can't get their plate. Then there's the next one. They're the I can so I will drivers, and these are the revved up dickheads who believe that they're invincible and that speed limits and road rules don't apply to them, you know. And you can see them coming a mile away. They're, you know, I'm not going to be, what's the racist word for cars? Carist? I'm not going to be carist. But they're usually these V8s with kind of like all the shiny extras, you know. Hang on one tea. Oh, you're right. Yeah, thank you.
So I was going to get your bin too, but if you're busy, I'll come back.
That's all good. That's right. I was just one of the cleaners. She was grabbing my leftover breakfast. She's very nice of her. Yeah, I forgot what I was saying actually. Yeah, these cars have got a particular aura about them. You know, they're flash, they're shiny, they've got that, you know, like the better than you kind of look to it. Yeah, I mean, alright, I've got an 18-year-old Holden Barina, and she was my first car, and I've still got her. The paint's peeling off for a bit, you know, the air conditioner doesn't work, neither does the CD player. It actually has a tape player, that's how old it is. But, you know, it's like these cars, you know, even now the big utes and that, they try to intimidate you, you know, like, here I am in my tiny little Barina, you know, beep beep. And these cars just come up behind you and they sit up your ass, and it's... So yeah, basically there's the I can so I will. So they're the ones that are like, yeah, I can do whatever I want. So they try to. These drivers often merge with the next type, which I just mentioned before, which is the I'll sit up your ass driver. With these ones, I always like to just subtly, just tap my brake when I get one of these wankers behind me. Just touch, not slam now, just a little touch. And it's just to remind them that they have no time to stop if I were to actually brake, you know. That little touching, it works sometimes, but let's face it, these drivers have IQs less than a watermelon, okay? So they don't always get it. Well, next one we've got is the indicators, or should I say lack of indicators. These dickheads either don't indicate at all or indicate after they've done what they should have been indicating to do. Yeah, look, indicating your intent is, you know, it's for your intentions. You know, you're telling everyone what you're planning on doing. It's not a fancy light show, you know. But once again, a watermelon could probably do a better job. Okay, next one we've got, it's called the whole road driver. These ones aren't as common, but when you come across one, you know it. The line markings on the road don't apply to these drivers. It's a I don't give a shit, I'll drive wherever I want to drive kind of attitude. That's more of a out bush kind of occurrence, you know. It doesn't, you don't see it happening in Cairns. Next one we've got is the L plater. Okay. These ones generally overcompensate in being one of the normal drivers. They often drive a little bit slower. I mean, they're trying to get used to the whole idea of, you know, operating a car, and that's fair enough. I've got nothing against that at all. And the fact that they're being supervised means they have to behave anyway. So even if they do have those tendencies to drive like a maniac, they can't because they're being watched. Which brings me to the next plater, the P plater. Basically, yahoo, I can drive by myself. Watch me push the boundaries with my newly found ego. Yay! And not all P platers are like that, but yeah, most of them are. Okay, the next one. Now, this is important information from, you know, Queensland Police as well. You've also got the drunk drug driver. These are the most dangerous ones. as the road rules don't apply at all. Do 100 in a 60 zone, do 60 in a 100 zone. Overtaking and double lines are the same thing. And it's okay to drive on the right hand side, and you also have the ability to fly. Like that car in Hogwarts. Not Hogwarts, Harry Potter, you know? That driving car, yeah, like that. They think they've got those powers, but they don't. You know, I don't want this to come across as racist, but everyone knows what I'm talking about when I say this, and I just want to apologise to all Asians, but there is the Asian driver. Many of the previous descriptions also apply to these drivers. You know, you probably say the international driver, because they're all kind of the same. I think we just say Asian just to, you know, put a label on it. But I think we need to call it international drivers. The international driver. So basically, they've got no clue what they're doing. They'll cut you off. They'll fail to go when the light turns green. They go too slow. They go too fast and have absolutely no idea what is going on around them. And the last driver I've got here is the doof doof driver. These drivers have their stereo up loud enough to cause permanent hearing loss. Yeah. They also fail to notice important things like sirens. Yeah, it must be very irritating for the emergency services to have doof doof cars in the lane while they're trying to get around them and go and do their emergency work, you know. Also, when you think about it, if you're in a car with a doof, if you're in a doof doof car, the conversations, it's gonna be crap, you know. I mean, how are you supposed to converse? You scream over the music? I think doof doof drivers, I think they put their doof doof music on because they don't want to have a conversation. Revelation. Oh, speaking of doof doof, I'm getting a doof doof in my car, in my 18-year-old Barina, so it can play things other than tapes. But it's, you know, watch out, there'll be a new doof doof in town. Actually, no, I won't play it. I don't play my music there, but just enough so everyone can hear it. Yes. I'm too embarrassed by my playlist to play it too loud, so, you know, Shania Twain and Cher and yeah. Okay, now that I've divulged that, I will see you later.